What's going on in biz and regs as the election draws ever closer? This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Welcome. This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Today is August 31st, 2020, the last day of August of this year. Can you believe it? It has crawled by. It has flown by. It is all of the above. Such a strange year. I'm Troy Garris Horn. We are here to educate. We're here to connect. We're here to entertain. And this is the Mortgage Banking live stream where we give you business updates. We give you regulatory updates. We give you other updates. And if you have any topics that you would like addressed, if you have any questions, in the YouTube channel, in the description below, you can find my contact information, both my email address, my phone number. You can text me. You can call me. You can send me your information. And we'll try to get the information, your questions addressed and the topics answered and addressed here. This is not legal advice. Everyone knows I'm a lawyer. Everyone knows that I'm one of the founding partners at Garris Horn. But that's not why we're here. We're here to educate, connect, and entertain. That's all this is. It's not legal advice. As we get going today, a couple shouts out. MBA's annual convention is going virtual. As you know, all of MBA's, this is the National MBA, right? All of MBA's conferences for the rest of this year have been switched to virtual. October 19th to 21st. This is the annual convention. This is the biggest conference, the most important conference of the entire mortgage banking industry. Fantastic organization. Everybody knows that I love the National MBA, and you just cannot find a better organization, a better champion for our industry on the planet. Check out the MBA's convention. Make sure to attend. It's going to be virtual. It's going to be awesome. And you will want to register for that and make sure that you get involved. Texas MBA also is having its mortgage symposium and reverse mortgage day November 17th and 18th of this year. That is also virtual. People have just gone virtual. This is a new way of doing things, a new way of doing business. And the Texas MBA, everybody knows that I am a big fan of Texas MBA, also very active there. I am very involved, and you should be too. This is an organization, has great content, great speakers, great people. If you're trying to connect, this is one of the places you can do that. Speaking of which, a couple shouts out. Trey Worley of Comerica. Trey, thanks for the support. Trey is a former president of the Texas MBA and just a wonderful person. Thank you, Trey, for that support. Chance Mann at Black Man and Graham. Chance, thank you for the support. Joy Gilpin over at Indicom. Joy, thank you as well. There's this interesting curiosity. I'm about to get going here, but interesting curiosity about how I stay fit. I don't know what the reason is, but nevertheless, through this pandemic, as people have stayed home more, lots of people have gotten into doing things, learning things, whether it's a new skill, developing new products, staying fit, spending more time with family, however they're using their time. For whatever reason, people keep asking about my method of staying fit. I do focus on my health. I think health is very important. I want to live forever, and I want to be healthy the whole time. And so the way I've historically done it is, I'm a big fan. People know this, who know me know this. I'm a big fan of the Insanity Workouts by Sean T. Over at beachbody.com. I'm intense when I work out, and so that's one of my favorites. If you haven't seen that and you're interested in an amazing workout and an amazing instructor, Sean T. With the Insanity program, I just have the old DVDs. I got them a long time ago, and every once in a while I'll break those out. It's about a 2-month type of a workout. You got to be careful because you can hurt yourself. Those are intense. I'm a boxer, so I like the intense workouts, and I like that program. Also, someone dear to me recommended Peloton. Peloton, I checked it out a little bit. It's a good program. It has way more. Everybody knows the bikes, and I think they have ellipticals and others. Everybody knows those, but they have other programs as well. And you should check those out. They're good. And I know a lot of people are big fans of that. I'm checking out NeoU right now, and NeoU is an app that I found. They have a good program, great deals going on at NeoU. And again, I'm a boxer. They have a lot of trainings for boxers. A lot of people that are good instructors in the boxing arena, and work on technique, work on bags. You can work on string training. Anyway, it's just a fun program, and I'm enjoying that right now. But you should check that out too. There's a lot of others too. If you have something out there that you found that you think would be good, send it over to me, and because I'm interested. I'm looking around for the best program for me right now, and sampling some different ones. So if you have any recommendations, please send them along. I don't get paid by any of these people. I don't support any of these organizations necessarily. I'm just sharing information. And if you have any info you'd like to share, send it over. Business update. Let's switch gears for a second. Housing remains strong. Housing is strong. Housing, as you know, helps carry the economy. And in this pandemic, there is a lot to be carried. The market is cyclical, as you know, and we can see the signs of that. It is a relatively robust, yet it seems to be healthy market. We see NAR's info says the pending home sales index is up nearly 6% in July. That is a good sign. 6% up, and year over year contract signings, NAR reports, is up close to 16%. And those are the contract signings. Those are good numbers. That shows that the housing market continues to stay strong. And as we roll on into the elections, as we roll on into the fall, when historically housing starts to settle down a little bit, as we roll into winter, we'll see where that goes. Mortgage apps are actually down a little bit. Second week in a row here from the MBA reports that mortgage apps fell 6.5% overall from the week prior. This information, I don't see it as particularly bad. I think it's just, given that we've had incredible growth in mortgage applications, and in connection with the recent adverse market fee that caused some headlines to bubble up, it doesn't surprise me that the application volume continues to go up, go down a little bit each week, and I think that's actually a sign of good health. And so I don't see that as bad. I see it as healthy. Loans in forbearance down. Now this is the 10th straight week, but MBA reports that loans that are in forbearance are down just slightly though. The numbers have been dropping for some time, and they dropped actually only 1 basis point in the prior week measured, and so this is just a little bit down. That decline has started to slow, and I think that could be expected. So I still see it as positive news, but the decline in forbearances in numbers of forbearances has started to slow. Burton Embry at Panorama Mortgage, thank you very much, Burton, for the support. Dustin Pfluger. Dustin is a great individual, a CPA. He's over at CWDL, a CPA firm, and Dustin is very active in the mortgage banking industry, very active in the Texas MBA. A good friend of mine. He lives down in Austin, and in the Austin area, and just a great individual. You should get to know Dustin. Chad Gamal, Archimai, hi Chad, thank you so much. I do appreciate the support. Okay, so let's switch gears now to reg and legal. Okay, so just a quick reminder, September 3rd is the deadline. If you're going to make comments on the OCC's True Lender Rule, September 3rd You got 3 days. If you haven't started, you're probably too late, but you can still get your voice heard. If you scramble, you shouldn't wait till the last minute, but I know some people do, and this is one of those times, the end of the month, and everybody's scrambling to try to get loans closed and try to do business the last day of the month. But nevertheless, this rule will affect a lot that you do, and so you should try to get your comments in there and make your voice heard. Couple of good bits of news. FHA and FHFA have extended their moratoria on foreclosures and evictions through the end of, at least through the end of the year. GSE, so Fannie and Freddie, the GSE evictions rule applies to all the properties that are acquired by the GSEs. The FHA rule applies to FHA insured properties. And, so the goal there is to try to help both on the foreclosure side and also on the eviction side. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? And so the regulators are out there and they're trying to the extent that they can, to the extent that they have the ability to get some protections in place. Although this is an election year, right? And so you can expect criticism, and it might be fair. And certainly there are different points of view as to where the lines should be drawn. But House Financial Services Committee Chair Maxine Waters, just after the FHA and FHFA issued their extensions to these rules, said in a press release that FHA's rule would help zero renters, and was highly critical of the rule. Senate Banking Committee ranking member Sherrod Brown also was somewhat critical and said that the agencies have to do more. And again, this is not, I'm not supporting or advocating either side. All I'm doing is sharing information. But certainly there's a difference of opinion in the where and the why and the what when lines are drawn in this way. And there's you can see that in these statements and in these actions by the agencies. FHA and FHFA also extended some of the flexibilities that they have had out to and FHFA for allowing the GSEs to buy loans and forbearance out to the end of September. They were due to expire today, but those relaxed standards have been extended out to the end of September. And they are just, they're using a watch, wait, and see approach. And so that has been extended out to the end of September. In addition to buying loans and forbearance, some of the flexibilities involve alternative appraisal rules, alternative ways of verifying employment and income, and even an expanded use of the powers of attorney when needed. So those rules have been extended out until the end of September. I want to point out something a little different today on the legal front, and this is something that just came across the radar, and I wanted to mention it. I'm going to mention a particular case here, and the case itself is not all that important for what I'm focusing on, but there was the Department of Justice announced that a North Carolina legislator pled guilty to making false statements to a bank. And so now this is a plea deal, and these are, I view these as allegations. It involves a legislator, so it's kind of high profile. It's a state legislator rather. So it's kind of high profile. But the Department of Justice says that this individual completed an application to open an account, and when he did, he filled out some forms stating that the account was being opened for a corporation, and that corporation was formed in North Carolina, and that this individual is the president. Now, this is in the press release, right? Now, allegedly, this information was false, and so this is the basis of this plea deal for a false certification. But I'm going to leave aside. I'm not getting involved in the politics of that. I'm not getting involved in the specifics of this case. But I am going to point out one thing here, and that is when you make statements to a bank, and oftentimes the bank will provide, documents, kind of form documents, and because it's just part of the process. But a lot of people, I think, don't really read those forms, don't pay attention to the details, and those details are really important. And you can easily get caught up in some type of an issue by signing documents that you haven't read well. And that's true whether it's a contract or whether it's some sort of a certification like this. If you go in and are working with documents that are supplied by someone else, doesn't mean that the documents are right. It means that the documents are important and they're providing that as a service. But you got to make sure those documents are right, and don't sign anything that is not accurate, and don't sign anything just because somebody hands it to you. Don't sign anything just because a bank hands it to you. They don't mean anything untoward. They're just trying to give you a convenience. But that stuff's important, and you got to be careful when you do that sort of thing. Now, whether this individual in this particular case was up to no good or not, it doesn't even matter to me. That's not my point. My point is that when you're signing something, there's a reason. Make sure you take it seriously and make sure you pay attention to the words on those documents. And that's true in all aspects of your life. This just happens to be a document, a form document that we're talking about. But anytime you do it, it's important. Take that seriously. It's an election year. It's heating up, as I mentioned. House Committee on Financial Services. They're holding a hearing. They're holding multiple hearings this coming month. And one, the day after Labor Day, is called. You can see how this happens, right? And it happens every time, every election cycle, every go round. There's always commotion. There's always activity, but you can hear the additional tone that comes along whenever we're talking about election year, especially a national election with the president involved. So September 8th, the title of the hearing is Holding Financial Regulators Accountable for Diversity and Inclusion, Perspectives from the Offices of Minority and Women Inclusion. And so that will be a hearing that is held the day after Labor Day. Should be interesting. You can imagine a lot of interesting questions will come out of that. Will come out of that hearing. Stay tuned. We'll let you know what happens there. Thank you again for all your support. James Alley, Cross Country Mortgage. Thank you, James. James, a good friend. Claire Barber at Pulaski Battle Green. Thomas Vetters, dear friend. Robertson Anschutz Vetters. Thomas, great talking to you just recently. And this is the Mortgage Banking live stream. If you think that if you're providing good information, please share this with your friends. Hit a like. Give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate those. Subscribe, and you'll get the information when it comes out immediately. And make comments on the YouTube channel or on LinkedIn or one of the other social media platforms this goes out on. Send us your questions and the topics, and we will get those answered. And like I say, if you have a fantastic, intense type of a workout program, let me know, because I'm looking for one, and I would appreciate any information that will get me to the right one for me. And if you send me it, I will check it out. This is Mortgage Banking Livestream. I'm Troy at Garris. Have a fantastic week.